can't deny me. You can't deny me my flight. I have paid with my own money. I want to travel right now. I have a show right now.
Unfortunately, sir, those are the...
No, you can't deny me a flight because of yellow fever.
We are so sorry. We are so sorry.
Madam.
So you just need to reschedule your flight.
Some things you can't just see. I am black. I can't be having yellow fever.
Unfortunately, you just have to reschedule your flight. We may not take you in.
Madam, please. You just understand. I have a flight. I have been paid.
Yeah, those are the policies. Those are the rules. We cannot board you in the airline without a yellow fever card. We are so sorry. Kindly, if you'd excuse me, I need to serve the next client, please.
You don't understand.
And unfortunately, when you get it now, we may not be able to board you.
You mean even if I get it now, I want to board it?
You'll need 10 days before we board you, before you travel.
10 days? 10?
Yes, 10.
10 days?
Exactly 10 days.
You want to kill me. You want to kill me. Even the yellow fever won't kill me now. You want to kill me.
And this is exactly what can happen to you if you plan your journey without the necessary documents. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm Susan of Su Travel Journals. I'm also a public health practitioner. And let's do this. Let's talk about yellow fever. Yellow fever just describes the disease. Yellow is from the yellowness that is characterized by the disease. The patient will present with yellow eyes, or what we call jaundice, and they'll also have a yellow coloration on their skin. And then the fever is also one of the signs and symptoms of the disease. It's a viral hemorrhagic fever and has no cure. And the only way to protect yourself is through vaccination. And the bit about this disease is half of the patients who develop severe disease end up dying, because the disease complicates, it's getting to the liver, and you can actually end up dying because of the disease. And the disease is mostly found in the tropical areas of Africa and also in the central and southern parts of America. If you're a traveler, if you are coming from these countries, tropical areas of Africa, those are countries like Nigeria, Ghana, coming down to Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Congo, just to name a few, you need to be vaccinated. And if you're coming from Central and South America, countries like Brazil and the like, you also need to be vaccinated against yellow fever. So for travelers, it's a requirement that if you're coming to a country that is known to have yellow fever and going to a country that does not have yellow fever, you need to be vaccinated. And if you are coming, or if you're traveling to a country where it's known to have yellow fever, a yellow fever belt, a yellow fever region, you're required to have your yellow fever vaccination. And the yellow fever, you will just get it, it's a jab, and the validity of this vaccination is 10 days, yeah? So kindly note this. Validity means it's, our validity is 10 days, and this means that that's when now your body develops enough immunity to be able to protect yourself from the yellow fever, just in case you're exposed, yeah? So if you're traveling, if you're planning your journey, make sure that you plan ahead. You need to get your jab like 10 days before your travel date, yeah? That's when now your vaccination will be valid, yeah? And I normally just advise, if you're coming from these yellow fever zones, like if you're coming from the tropics, make sure you're vaccinated, because you may travel to an area, like if you're from Kenya, you may just go to areas like Isiolo, Baringo, and you get exposed, and there you are. And the bit about yellow fever is that the diagnosis is a bit tricky because it can be mistaken with malaria or other hemorrhagic fever diseases, yeah. And so now by the time you're being diagnosed, it has already progressed and probably it ends up being fatal. Okay. Yes, and then I've actually practiced in an institution that offers yellow fever, and sometimes you'll have a passenger coming and you're like, I just got this invitation. to go to Uganda, or my job just sent me to do an assignment in Uganda and I need a yellow fever vaccination, And so they're like, oh yeah, I need it, and you tell them, okay, fine, you'll have your vaccination, but you'll have to wait for 10 days to travel, because that's when your vaccination will mature, for lack of another word, and they end up being so discouraged. So I normally just advise, if you come from a yellow fever zone, even if you're not traveling, for the fact that you can be exposed in your own country, just get vaccinated and have your yellow fever card. Or you never know when you may have that opportunity to travel outside the country, in a short notice, and you'll be stranded because you will not have had your yellow fever jab in time. So for those two reasons, make sure you just walk into an institution that offers yellow fever vaccination and get your jab. And the institutions that offer yellow fever vaccination, most of them are ports of entry, like if you're in Kenya, I know of JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Wilson Airport, you'll have Namanga border point, you'll have Busia border point. Most of the point of entries, you will have issuance of yellow fever vaccination. And then you have some county hospitals and some private hospitals also offering the same. And the cost ranges from between 2,500 to 5,000, or depending with the institution. So just make arrangement and go have one. I normally say a yellow fever document is part of your travel document. It's part of your travel document, and you should always have it. Sometimes you'll have passengers saying, oh, it is in my baggage bag. It is, I forgot it at home. And probably now you have to be delayed. You have probably to call home and someone sends you. So normally say, make sure you travel with your yellow fever card. With your yellow fever card, and it's part of your travel documents. If anything, just keep it together with your passport, because I've had passengers saying, oh, I lost my yellow fever card. I don't know why I kept it. And then you ask them, what about your passport? No, I have the passport. So I normally recommend just keep your travel documents together, so that, when you need to travel, you have your documents intact, all of them. And the beauty with yellow fever vaccination currently is, from 2016, according to WHO, that is World Health Organization, a single jab now can protect you for life. So once you get your jab, you have it for life. You just have to keep your card well, and your card basically has particulars. It will contain your passport number, it will contain your names, and then your date of birth, then the vaccination against, of course, it will say yellow fever, and then the official stamps, official stamps of the institution that issued you. So make sure you get vaccinated. Do not take any shortcut, because a shortcut may mean so much, eventually, because, there are some institutions who may just tell you, okay, we're offering, or we'll just give you a card. Do not take that, because in an event where you're exposed, probably you travel to Ghana, you travel to Nigeria, just to name a few countries where we have yellow fever, and then you get exposed. You will just have yourself to blame, if you didn't have your vaccination. And there are few exemptions, or there's a few cases where you may not be eligible for yellow fever vaccination. And some situations that may make you not eligible for vaccination include if you're expecting, if you're a lady and you're expecting, if you're breastfeeding, up to like 9 months. If you're a baby below 9 months, some say 6 months, but normally just put a couple of 9 months. If you have a disease that affects your liver, if you are immunocompromised, you may not be vaccinated. against yellow fever, or if you have allergies related to chicken products, like egg and the like, you may not be eligible for vaccination.
And obviously, persons above 60 years.
Yeah, so what you do if you're not eligible, make sure you get a letter from your doctor. Make sure you get a letter from your doctor saying that because of ABCD, I'm not able to be vaccinated against yellow fever. So that if you go to a country where it's a requirement for you to be vaccinated against yellow fever, you can actually be able to present your document, and you'll be allowed in the country. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a pleasure bringing you this video. Make sure you comment and just let us know which other travel advisory you may be interested in, and wish you well in your travel, in your journeys. Remember to stay safe and keep others safe. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Thank you.